Hello and welcome to another episode of PopCulture X and more from the spreadsheet
Yep.
as we have our Stretch Muffler Taylor and has brought us some one-armed drummer Joy in Def Leppard.
Well, and it's funny you say that because he is a one-armed drummer, isn't he? And for many years, I gave a lot of credit, more credit than I should, to the Hysteria album by saying for many years, it's amazing though, isn't it? Because he was one-armed. Until I found out a lot later when I was watching a really bad made-for-TV movie of the Def Leppard story, when I found out he lost his arm after that album. So
Yep.
I kind of had to backtrack a little bit on the credit I'd given Hysteria for many years, but Hysteria is still a banging album regardless.
But we're not doing Hysteria.
No, we're moving on to almost a decade later, aren't we? Oh no, it's actually over a decade.
Over a
later, isn't it?
decade.
Yeah.
Yes. We're going to their 1999 output. And from the Euphoria album,
Yeah.
Back in Your Face.
And a travesty, as I will flick over to this screen, but no video for it, so we won't have a video. Although, yet again, depending on my whimsy and feel, I might try and find something to play over the top of where there would be a video. If I can, I might try and lay hands on some clipettes from this made-for-TV Def Leppard movie that I watched and cut some of that in.
Ooh, fancy.
If I can find it, that is. If it actually existed and it wasn't just one of those moments where you think you saw something, but it was 3 o'clock in the morning and you just dreamt it.
You had a fever dream after some cheese.
Yeah. Shall we get back in our faces?
Let's get into your face.
Let's do it. your face.
Well, I'm glad that they mentioned being in a pack. I was waiting for him to say that he was the leader of a gang because that stunk of glitter.
It was a Frankenstein's monster of a song for me in so many kind of leaps and jumps into influences, including like their own sort of back catalogue and things like that. Uh, but fun,
Yeah.
yeah.
As I said, I'm getting lots of 70s glam rock vibes in that. As I said, that drum beat that he's using is so glitter. Hitting the traditional lyrics of any Def Leppard song, singing about the Union Jack and, being very proud of being British in it. It's really hard to diss this sort of thing because they're really non-offensive.
Well, like you said about sort of like the sort of stuff. I mean, like early doors in it, I'm getting like Slade vibes and things
Yeah.
like that, and then you get like Def Leppard vibes. Is the honest truth, and one of the weirdest parts for me for this song is I think I enjoyed. Well, I know I say I think I enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it because it was quite fun, and I think like would I put it up there on a pedestal and go, "This is great"? No, I wouldn't. But I would say this is a fun listen. I think some of the lyrics were really funny, whether they were intentionally or not. But I think they were really funny.
Yeah.
But do you know what? I think I'd have hated this in '99.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
when it actually come out, I think it very much feels 10+ years too late for what it was trying to do. But I think, listen to it in 2022, I can do it with a much more kind of. It doesn't matter when it come out when I'm listening to it in 2022 because I can almost imagine it was released in anywhere between 82 and 88, really, because this could play in any 80s movie, couldn't it? Like
Yep.
it could be in the background. Ferris Bueller's knobbing along in a parade, and this could be playing in the background, or Michael J. Fox is sliding through a house in his pants again, and this is playing in the background. It really snugly would fit in any of that. But yeah, I reckon I'd have hated this in '99.
Yeah, so in '99, I was listening to Marilyn Manson, Pantera, finding Rammstein, and listening to Rage Against the Machine and
I
things
always
like
want to fill
that.
in the blanks, and you said Finding. I want to say Finding Nemo. I was listening to Pantera whilst looking for a lost fish.
If I'd have heard this then, I would have been like, "What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Go away!" It is very much Def Leppard. It is Def Leppard does Def Leppard.
Yeah.
And the Def Leppard sound is quintessentially 80s to me. It is there with Bon Jovi and stuff like that, which is I think 80s soundtrack. And bless them for doing what they do, but at that point I'd have been like, just fuck off.
Whereas now this pops up on a Spotify, like you just got to you go for a random thing, and this pops up. I wouldn't reject it because it would remind me of Def Leppard from the 80s.
Yeah.
And I'd probably go, oh, it's not one of their big songs, or like not one of the ones that they were mega famous for. It's not from Hysteria, but yeah, it's fine. So I like it. It's quite fun. So I'd actually let it play through. I probably wouldn't add it to a playlist if I'm honest, unless I was specifically going for a playlist of
80s rock and 80s hair metal.
But then I'd probably be going to the Hysteria album and grabbing some of the tracks from there if I was going to do that. But I think this is a real good example of certainly for me personally of going, if we were doing this in '99, I'd have been panning the shit out of this. Whereas doing this in 2022, I quite enjoyed it. It's quite good fun.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing that occasionally I do find myself chucking on Planet Rock or one of those sort of radio stations, and if it come on, I'm like, I can get behind this. Bit of Def Leppard, it's fine. But yeah, I said of its time, very much out of place.
Of a different time, isn't it?
But yeah, no, with that sort of not being sort of in the time that it was coming out, then yeah, that's fine. Like the thing with Def Leppard is it is very non-offensive, and
we know it's 99 because beforehand we looked it up and it said it was from 99. But if we hadn't looked it up, I probably would have gone, "Oh, this is 80s era Def Leppard." Yeah, it's a decent Def Leppard song.
yeah. So yes, if you too want things on the spreadsheet of joy,
Yes,
down there
yeah.
in the
If you've
comments.
got any songs that should have been written in the 80s but were instead written 10 years later, chuck them in.
Anything? Oh yeah, that's one. Anything that you know that came out at a time when it was completely out of place.
Yeah, that's worth a revisit. That probably you or we might have rejected at the time that it come out, but actually revisiting it years later, you kind of go, "Yeah, that's just a really good song."
It just came out at the wrong time.
Yeah, yeah.
As always, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and until next time, goodbye.